Tell me, do you watch my reactions? You will.
What's good, y'all? Yo, you already know if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that like, drop that sub, turn on them notifications because we doing these videos daily. Oh man. Oh man. Alright. So I was sent this article by you guys. This is actually kind of wild and it upsets me. Exclusive. The Flash real ending led to Ben Affleck Batman Multiverse. Let's get into this reaction, man. DC insiders have filled me in on the real ending of the Flash movie, which would have led to a Ben Affleck multiverse in addition to Man of Steel 2 and more. This is going to blow your mind. It's no secret the Flash is bombed at the box office and will reportedly lose 200 million or more. To say it's a complete disaster is an understatement. So what happened? It's also no secret that the flick underwent major changes from what it was originally intended to do. It's known that the ending of The Flash was changed from featuring Henry Cavill as Superman side by side by Sasha Calle as Supergirl and Michael Keaton as Batman to nixing all that and featuring George Clooney as Batman. But that's not all. Man of Steel 2 was going to feature Henry Cavill as Superman with Sasha Calle as Supergirl against Brainiac in a more inspired and positive movie. I've been told there was even talks about getting Chris McQuarrie back to direct Cavill's Mission Impossible director, who is crushing it with this week's release of Mission Impossible. Recall that Cavill and McQuarrie pitched Man of Steel 2, but I believe it was Walter Hamada who turned it down. McQuarrie seemed really pissed about things and said he would never be directing a Superman movie. However, Hamada got the boot. Enter Mike DeLuca, who would have brought Chris McQuarrie back, assuming McQuarrie wanted to. Who's Mike DeLuca? Well, not only is Mike DeLuca currently in charge of Warner Bros. Pictures, but DeLuca is a huge comic book fan, and DeLuca is responsible for getting the Blade movies made, and I'm told for even getting David S. Goyer his start. Goyer's blog goes over things, with Goyer, of course, going on to write the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy and Man of Steel with Zack Snyder. I'm told the cut of The Flash that Mike DeLuca oversaw is considered a masterpiece. It's a beautiful movie with a beautiful ending. So from what I'm told, DeLuca's version of The Flash would have led to all the big plans for DC that we've been hearing about prior to the newly announced DCU. Henry Cavill would have been back as Superman in Man of Steel 2 with Sasha Calle Supergirl versus Brainiac. More Dwayne Johnson, Black Adam versus Superman, James Gunn stuff would have been involved, and my understanding is that Gunn would have even been in charge in the Kevin Feige role. The Michael Keaton Batman Beyond movie would have happened. Kevin Smith is absolutely right. Zack Snyder would have came back if he wanted to, but what's missing from all that is the Ben Affleck Batman movie would have been made. Enter Grant Morrison. So fans of Titans will recall Epic Beast Boy multiverse scene, which features a host of DC references, but quite surprisingly, a scene happens to feature DC Comics writer Grant Morrison. Well, Morrison happened to write the Animal Man, so that is why it was thought Morrison appeared as a cameo and will true there's more. What else did Morrison write? Final Crisis. So I'm told the masterpiece version of the Flash that Mike DeLuca oversaw, Titans footage was thrown out, and we all know all kinds of scenes were cut as Andy Muschietti, I probably said that all wrong, actually has a 4-hour cut, and we also know they decided not to use Grant Gustin. So much like the CW's Crisis, which features Ezra Miller cameo, the Flash movie was also going to reconnect all the DC movies and TV shows, but on a much larger scale. The real ending of The Flash. The real ending of The Flash would have been a real tearjerker and heartfelt ending. The real ending of The Flash sees Henry Cavill as Superman alive, with Sasha Calle as Supergirl, who realizes that her cousin is not dead, and they would have gone to team up to star together in Man of Steel 2 against Brainiac on the big screen in an epic movie. Michael Keaton as Batman is shown there along with them, and the Batman Beyond movie would have gotten made. However, the original plan was not to have Michael Keaton replace Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck was to get his own movie verse, the Joe Manganiello Deathstroke, which was Affleck's version of Batman. We need it. When Barry resets things, the real ending of The Flash does not wipe out the Ben Affleck Batman. It shows Ben Affleck trapped within the multiverse where Bruce Wayne is seen knowing he's trapped and says something to Barry like, "What about me? Don't forget about me," which is a nod to that Bruce and Barry scene that Zack Snyder came up with in Batman v Superman in the Speed Force slash multiverse appearing to Bruce, but the real ending of The Flash has Affleck trapped screaming for help. I also believe while Bruce would have known that he is trapped and seen calling to Barry for help at the end of the Flash movie, Barry does not realize that his friend is trapped somewhere in the multiverse, which, if you think about it, is rather horrific and very emotional and sad at the same time because Barry is the only one who can save him. I also believe Ben Affleck as Batman trapped at the end of the Flash movie is also a reference and the real explanation for Bruce telling Barry maybe some other time. Because that some other time is literally Bruce trapped in a time at the end of the film. It's a reference to Grant Morrison's Final Crisis, as in the comic book story, Darkseid kills Batman with his Omni beams, but it actually sends Batman back in time where he was numerous Batman throughout the ages. Ezra Miller also happened to come up with a version of the Flash with Morrison, but their pitch was shot down in favor of the multiverse approach, and Gunn's new DCU is in part based comics from Morrison. The Flash best superhero movie. So the Flash was supposed to lead to the Ben Affleck Batman movie, and while I don't know, possibly addition of Ben Affleck Batman movies throughout time, while the Flash 2 would have been made, as recall the sequel script has already been written. Well, the script wasn't for the piece of garbage released in theaters, but likely for the Lucas masterpiece version. This is why I believe James Gunn said the Flash movie is probably the best superhero movie, but I believe Gunn was referring to the DeLucas original version because honestly, I can't begin to understand how Gunn would say that about the theatrical release, which is embarrassing, horrible, insulting. Also, believe this is why James Gunn said he talks with Zack Snyder and Ben Affleck to return, as those talks initially may have been about the original plans and not the newly announced DCU. I have been told that Ben Affleck was fully on board the plans for the Batman movie following The Flash. So once things got fucked up again with WB, hence I believe the reason for Affleck's reaction to that, to what Gunn said about continuing to work with him, where Affleck completely embarrassed James Gunn. All right, this is a long article. This is super long. That's all we need to know. I'm not gonna read anymore. That's a long article. You know what? This infuriates me. Now I gave my review on the Flash. I actually did enjoy the Flash, but I think as fans we have to start looking at it compared. We have to look at the Flash movie we got, and then the Flash movie we could have gotten. And from this article, the Flash movie we should have gotten would have been 100 times better than the Flash movie that we got in theaters. Like I said, I did enjoy the Flash movie. I did. But I'm gonna compare this Flash movie that we got in theaters to the Flash movie that we're seeing now in this article that which uh would have shit on the theatrical release of this Flash movie we got in theaters. Ben Affleck getting his multiverse, he's getting his own Batman. We got Henry Cavill back from Man of Steel 2 with Sasha Cal fighting Brainiac. Warner Bros, you guys always seem to mess it up somehow, some way. And this also just goes to tell me that James Gunn has literally tried to wipe the Snyderverse out. He's tried to wipe it out. This is why he's starting the new DCU. He had all those reshoots for the Flash to take out all those scenes. I don't wish bad on nobody, man. But you can see how the fans are reacting to this. The Flash is bombed. I honestly believe James Gunn, Superman Legacy, and all that's not going to do good. With these rumors coming out, I don't even know if these are rumors. Might not even be a rumor. This might be actual truth because it says the real ending led to Ben Affleck. Yeah, so this isn't even a rumor. This is real. The real ending to the movie was Batman in the multiverse. He was going to get a solo film. This honestly irks me, man. It really makes me infuriated. Seriously, it makes me so mad. I can't say too much more on this, man, because this really makes me mad, man. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys thought about my reaction. If you enjoyed it. Oh yeah, hold on before I call it. I forgot we was gonna get the Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton. Now come on now, bro. Now come on now, bro. We was gonna get the Batman Beyond movie. We was gonna get Batman Solo with Ben Affleck. We was gonna get Man of Steel 2 with Henry Cavill and Sasha Calle. But no, instead we get this change up of this dumbass DC slate that James Gunn has. All these things James Gunn has planned that nobody wants to see. Yeah, no, I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one, man. 100,000 subscribers is grind time because I'm really getting annoyed, man. Let's get it.